And mahalo. Hello, Flyers fans. Y'all are amazing people. How are you? This is Jayme Baskow again with the Orange and Black podcast, and I appreciate you for tuning in. We got a little bit to talk about. How about Dan Vladar, right? Oh, man, what an amazing game he had last night. Guy was just rock solid. And you know what? I was a little bit, I was skeptical of this signing, in the offseason. And he just put one hell of a game together against the Florida Panthers. Excuse my language. But, man, he was phenomenal. Finished with a .941 save percentage. Saved 34 out of 34. What was it? 33 out of 35 shots faced. Oh, man, the guy was just rock solid. Much better than what I thought. And he gave the Flyers a fighting chance against defending Cup champs. Now, of course, the defending champs were missing, some, big names, some headliners like Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk. But nonetheless, the Flyers played very well. I think they outplayed them at 5-on-5. And that's why I'm doing this podcast tonight for a few minutes. God, they just played a really good game. Unfortunately, the Flyers couldn't stay out of the box. And when you go into the box against the defending Cup champs, they're going to make you pay once, twice, maybe not. The Rats scored a goal, but yeah, was it a bad goal? Sure. But Dan Vladar stood on his head and put save after save together, really gave the Flyers a fighting shot. But 5-on-5, they just couldn't muster anything offensively except for, of course, the Forrester, Cates, Brink line. I call them the honeybee line because they're just buzzing. Usually every time they're on the ice, they're buzzing, trying to do something or winning puck battles. But that's who Noah Cates is. Noah Cates scored the lone goal for the Philadelphia Flyers last night. But I'll tell you, that's who Casey is. Casey is one heck of a player. He should finish with around 50 points this year. I'm pretty impressed. But, Tyson Forrester, that Forrester, Cates, Brink line, that's going to be a line tomorrow night, against the Carolina Hurricanes. They come right back and play another, juggernaut in the Carolina Hurricanes in their own Metropolitan Division, right? But the Forrester, Cates, Brink line will be together. And Tocchet did switch up the top line. Looks like TK, Coots, and Michkov will be the top line. That's a line from last year. They actually produced pretty well towards the tail end of the season there. They played very well together. So he puts that line together because of familiarity, right? And then, you got Dvorak and Tippett on the other side, and Zegras down the middle. That's a Dvorak, Zegras, Tippett line. That's a little bit of a new one there. So let's see how it goes, But, honestly, like he says, they didn't look as crappy as I thought. But I didn't think they'd look sharp either. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I didn't think they would look sharp. Dan Vladar just played so darn well. He made up for a lot of mistakes defensively. I think that was Adam Ginning's worst game I've ever seen him play, in the NHL. He just looked out of place a bit with Noah Juleson. I didn't like that pairing at all, but it looks like that they're going to stick together tomorrow. Actually, Zamula is going with Noah Juleson tomorrow. But I don't know. That bottom pairing is going to be a tough pairing, with Zamula Juleson, Yinning Juleson, whoever they intermix there until Cam York comes back. Hopefully by Monday. Cam York is due. He is eligible to come back Monday off IR because they were able to retroactive that. So, but it's big. The Flyers need sound defense to help Dan Vladar and Sam Ersson, especially Sam Ersson going against a juggernaut, which I think Sam Ersson will play against Carolina Hurricanes. But the one thing that will be interesting to see, it looks like Luchenko will center that fourth line with Grant Beckin. He's going to get in. Both of them are getting in tomorrow night, against the Hurricanes with Garnett Hathaway. So, there's four balanced lines there. So let's see what happens. I know a lot of people, a lot of Flyers fans want that Zegras-Michkov line together, Zegras and Michkov, and rightfully so. But I actually like Zegras and TK together, so I would have stuck with them again because they had instant chemistry, in the preseason. First game is against the defending Cup champs, so that's a hard measuring stick. But, I would have kept the lines. I know he's trying to, get some chemistry going, trying to spark plug, the team there, but give a spark. But, in turn, Tocchet's going to have to be a little patient as well, due to familiarity and chemistry. And I think that's why he went back with TK Coots and Michkov, for familiarity purposes. So, But we'll have to see. The Flyers' speed is still not, fit for the league. We've added minimal speed. Yeah, I understand, but they're getting there. And honestly, Zegras can fly a bit. He's a better skater than most give him thought. Dvorak can skate a little bit there. Yes, I understand what you're saying in terms of the speed factor, but they're getting there. They should have Porter Martone next year. I think Tippett gets traded at the trade deadline, and in my opinion, for Quinn Hughes, I have Quinn Hughes being a Philadelphia Flyer at the trade deadline into the offseason of some sort. Actually, Rick Taka spoke about Quinn Hughes again today. He actually compared Jamie Drysdale to Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar. He said that Jamie Drysdale has all the tools to be one of them, be as good as them if he just watched some videos. And I think Jamie is honing in on his talent, and he looks to get better. So everything's going to be interesting, Flyers fans. Stay tuned with us. We'll stick together here. I don't want to go off the rails too much, but I just want to say I really appreciate you all. I'm going to have a few guests on in a few weeks. I'm trying to give it a few weeks until the season really gets muster in here, because I know, oh, man, it was a dreadful night last night. Flyers lose. I think Joel Embiid cursed the city of Philadelphia when he said he was only going to play part-time. I think that led to the Flyers loss, the Phillies loss, the Eagles loss. It was just a bad, bad night for the city of Philadelphia. But you know what, Flyers fans, tomorrow's a brighter day. Tomorrow's a brighter day, because I still think that the Flyers can muster a victory against that juggernaut, the Carolina Hurricanes. I think Mitch Koff will pot 2. I think Travis Konecny will pop 1. I think Travis Zegras will get his first goal as a Flyer. And Samuel Ersson, I think, will win the game 4-3. Flyers fans, thanks a lot. Stay tuned next week. We love you. Take care.